Well, in case you were hiding under a rock yesterday and don't know anything about Vault 7, I'll just dedicate a couple of minutes to kind of explaining it really quickly. Vault 7 was Wikileaks' latest release, and it included the hacking tools that are used by the CIA. Now, the first thing of interest about this release of information is that it is huge. This one is called Year Zero. It's going to be part of an ongoing series of releases. But already the number of pages and documents released total more than what were released in the first 3 years of Edward Snowden's NSA leak. So there is a ton of information there. All right, well, it may mean that not everybody has to worry because the CIA targeted what? iPhones, Androids, smart TVs? Well, I guess nobody has one of them. If you don't have one of them, you don't have to worry about it. What else did they target? They also targeted Windows operating systems, Mac OS X, naturally, Linux, routers. Ooh, wait a second. Hoarded vulnerabilities. So this is an interesting piece of information. The CIA, as part of a government agreement, was supposed to, hack into things, or at least try to hack into devices. And if they found information, they were supposed to reveal it to the manufacturers so that this way the vulnerabilities could be sealed. And what this series of documents, at least some of the information in there seems to indicate, is that the CIA was hoarding the vulnerabilities, so they were utilizing those vulnerabilities and not telling the manufacturers that they were being exploited. So what does that mean? Well, unfortunately, it means all of the hacks that they were able to generate, the enemy can also find them. Other countries, other people, other hackers, other individuals can exploit them as well. And they wouldn't be covered up, they wouldn't be fixed. Certainly not good. So the final thing is just, although that's a really quick rundown, there is no way that we're going to be able to start reading through all of these documents. There's just too many there. WikiLeaks has sent out some sort of Easter egg hunt perk for people who want to dig through the documents, depending upon what they find and what they're able to mine from the information. WikiLeaks may be releasing some of the next series of information bits to them a little bit sooner than others. If you want to be able to check out more detail, Philip DeFranco put up a pretty good video that I already watched. It's about 10 minutes long, and it'll take you through a little bit more details of what was found initially, just on first blush, with the documents themselves. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video expressing my disappointment with Motion M103 in Canada. The motion contains the word Islamophobia, and I have huge issues with the government legitimizing such a horrible word. Islamophobia is more often used to stifle conversation than anything else. Islam is an idea. It's a religion. Many people do not fear Islam, but want to have free and open discussions that question the ideas. Questioning an idea is not a phobia, and time after time I see the word used where it doesn't belong. I'm against the motion because it contains this word. That word stifles free speech. There were protests over the weekend, and Antifa groups staged counter-protests. The counter-protesters called the M103 protesters Islamophobic, when the protests were mainly about freedom of speech. Even the mainstream media posted headlines that read that the protests were between anti-Islam and anti-Islamophobic groups. Anyone opposed to the motion was anti-Islam and Islamophobic. Here's a clip from a protest in Waterloo, Ontario, where an Antifa social justice warrior tries to deny a woman the right to speak her mind. The protesters were holding signs saying freedom of speech, and they were against M103, while the counter-protester is holding a sign saying Islamophobia while trying to stop her from speaking. At the end of the clip, you can hear someone shouting at her, "You're a Nazi." This clip truly exemplifies why people are so upset with this word and this motion.
You don't want me to speak? Is that okay?
You need to give them their space, okay? You're going to have your space to do your thing, but this is their camera, okay? If you keep encroaching, you're interfering with her right to use this camera, okay?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm not breaking any laws by just
You could be, though.
Yeah, but this is me. I need to speak, though. This is you're stopping my freedom of speech. I'm not. You're talking right now. I'm not blocking. No, you're blocking. I need to speak.
Use it for what you want, okay?
I use more. Just filming in the space.
Right?
Yes. Yes, he's with us.
Okay.
How do you know it's not?
Message. You guys can speak your message.
Earlier. It doesn't matter. We made the arrangement to be here together. That's not right what you're doing. I'm sorry. I just think you're hurting my feeling now. Yeah, and I also think you're hurting my feeling a lot. I didn't do thinking, okay, let me do this and I'll talk to you. No worries. I will talk to you.
I don't agree with the freedom of speech.
That's fine. You're here to protest. I'm here to protest. It's the same equal right.
So I think it's fine to have a space where if I'm thinking that this is really harmful and violent to community.
So I'm not against you. Believe me, you have all the right to do what you do, but let me finish my work. I need to do work here.
If you guys want to have a healthy discussion, you're more than welcome to. But let her make her point, and then you get to make your point. That's the beauty of our country.
Wow. Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
There's a difference between healthy discussion.
I'm not making any comment on this. What I'm here to do is keep the peace.
Yeah,
okay?
so, but I'm
she's allowed
saying I
to
have
say
a
what she
point
wants to
about
say,
this.
and you're allowed to say what you want to say, but you cannot interfere with her right with this camera.
Yeah, but this camera's going national broad to go to a bunch of people.
It doesn't matter.
Anti-Muslim, this is anti-Islamophobia, this is
you're going to interfere with her right to use this camera.
People. That's the framework you want to speak. No, it's not.
Stop playing. Stop playing.
Yeah, but because the point is I'm being on camera, that means
Stop playing.
This gentleman here has told me that, okay? You need to give her her right to make her speech, and then you guys can have a healthy discussion.
we're already trying to have a healthy discussion, but they keep blocking
You're
it.
trying to step in front of it. I witnessed it myself.
Yeah, I'm not blocking any healthy
I'm going
discussion.
to ask respectfully as an adult, okay? Let them have their time, and then you get your
I
time.
also don't think this is a respectful discussion with adults about time when people are being really, really violent.
Okay,
Like,
I'm
I
not
don't
making
know.
a comment. I'm not making any comment about
Yeah,
that.
but I'm saying my
I'm not very good
I'm
at
here to
anything.
keep the peace, and you're stepping in front of your.
I'm not causing any disruption of peace right
Can you
now.
please just step away and let her do her thing with her camera?
I'm not disrupting any sense of peace. I'm
Can you
literally
please move
standing.
and let her do her thing with her camera, please?
Can you respect the police officer, please, and listen to his orders?
I don't listen to police officers generally, so
That's okay. That's fine. But you need to respect her as a
I'm not
person, as a human being.
disrespecting her right now.
Yes, you are. I need to speak and you're stopping me. You're stopping my freedom of speech. Exactly what I'm here for. You're doing it right now. Okay? Yeah, but then you do not stop my speech when I'm doing something here publicly.
I'm gonna be standing here.
Okay, here we go then. Sorry. All right, let's go.
Okay, we're gonna have to back up.
All right, I'm all set up.
Can you give me your name, ma'am?
My name is Fernand Zakarian.
Can you spell that, please?
Zakarian.
Can you spell your first name as well?
Fernand, Fernande.
So, what is it about? Can you tell me what is it about the Motion M103 that you?
So the reason, thank you, yes, thank you again for the opportunity. The reason we are coming out here is not to oppose any individuals in particular. We are here to oppose a doctrine that is called against the freedom of speech, in our opinion. And the Motion 103, it is a motion that is trying to become a law, and we believe strongly, this is the whole agenda behind it, is to change the right for all Canadians to speak openly with the freedom that we have under our freedom and the Charter of Rights. So the Islamophobia isolate the rest of us from the privileges of speaking our mind. We are entitled in Canada. What makes Canada a unique place is that we come all here to express our opinion about any doctrine, about any teaching. So here we are now. We have a single group wants to come against everyone else, and no one can speak against it, and I don't think it's right. Islamophobia should not be implemented because it deprives the rest of us expressing our feelings. And if they want to do it, then they have to put everyone else in Canada under the same law. Canada is one country, Canada is one law, Canada serves everyone equally and should not isolate any group over another. Period. And we will fight it to the end. To the end.
Are you a Kitchener resident, ma'am?
I am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now, Jordan Peterson has also voiced his disapproval for Motion M103 through videos and tweets, and he's also been called Islamophobic as a result. Here's a clip from an interview with him, and the question was just asked, what should we do to combat the spread of radical Islamic movements that utilize the victimhood mentality and the freedom of speech directly upon the communities that they reside in Canada and in the West, even in integrated and moderate Muslim communities? Now here's Jordan Peterson's opportunity, if he is Islamophobic, to be able to voice his opinion.
Well, the first thing I would say about that is learn everything you possibly can about Islam so that you know what the hell you're talking about. Right, and you might want to do the same thing with regards to Christianity and Judaism too. I mean, I know it's a lot to demand, but I don't think there's any option. It's not that easy to learn about Islam either. I've been trying to do it for the last 3 years or so, you know, with a fair bit of diligence, and I still don't feel that I'm in a position to speak about it with any real authority. I mean, it's not part of my culture, and so that's a barrier right away. So the first rule is learn enough so you know what you're talking about. And that's hard. And these are deep, fundamentally deep issues, right? Because these are, we in the West, roughly speaking, we have the increasing interactions between three fundamental religious systems: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. They're all very complex systems in their own right. And how they are going to merge, it's anyone's guess. But in the meantime, you should be on the lookout for any moves by governments or other organizations that limit what you're allowed to say, either implicitly or explicitly. It's a big mistake.
So like with Motion 103 then?
Well, I think that M103 was ill-advised in a variety of ways. I think it had exactly the opposite effect that it was intended to have. The fact that it included the word Islamophobia, which I regard as a reprehensible word. I don't like the word because phobia actually has a technical, medical / psychological meaning. And that word was appropriated for ideological usage and then applied to any conflict, ideological or emotional, between different identity groups, say. So it's a crooked word, and so whenever it shows up, any of that phobia language, whenever that shows up, I'm immediately skeptical of the intent of those who are using the word, because it has manipulation built into its structure. So now, you could say, well, the M103, and this is what the Conservatives suggested, we could pass a motion decrying arbitrary discrimination. Fine, arbitrary discrimination is in no one's best interest. But the thing is that there's already protection against that sort of thing built very solidly into Canadian law. So it isn't clear that it's necessary. To include Islamophobia in there, it's like, nope, I don't trust it right away. I don't trust it because it's not a valid, it's not a word with integrity. That's why. It's ill-defined. It isn't obvious what those who are using it mean. And words have meanings. It's as simple as that. You have to you have to be very, very careful with the words that you use, especially when you're operating at the level of government. It's not policy, but it's a precursor to policy. So and Iqra Khalid, she was presented with a compromise solution by the Conservatives and rejected it. So why? Well, she insisted upon the inclusion of the word Islamophobia. It's okay. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's a bad idea.
Well, he claims that knowledge and understanding is helpful, then turns to the real point, which is the use of the word Islamophobia, and makes his point again that it is a free speech issue. He has concerns as to why the word is being used in the motion under any circumstances. Not one negative word about Islam or Muslims at all. Those who oppose Motion M103 do it for reasons associated with free speech. That's not to say that all people who oppose it don't have any problems with Islam whatsoever, but it's certainly not the case for most.
If you like the video, smash that like button. If you don't like it, leave a comment explaining why. If you have nothing to add,
ZeroFox given.